Well, we're here, so what are we doing? We're doing the interview. Oh, right. So, Mr. G. Yeah, what is it? So, can you tell us your backstory on how you met the devils in DXD universe? Oh, oh yeah. Alright then. Now, where do I start? Oh yeah. It all started back in Azure Lane. After the battle with the Sirens, we won the war and defeated them. While most of us have been injured during the battle of the Sirens. So, after the end, I married the ship girls. Wait. So after your war with the Sirens and it was over, you married all of them? Well, yes. Well, first I thought, because I told them, look, I'm flattered that you all love me so much, but I'm not sure if I can tell you how I feel because I do not want to hurt anyone's feelings and play with their emotions and all that. But that's what I first thought, but surprisingly, they seem rather okay with it, since all of them do have feelings for me, and I accepted it. You mean to tell me you accepted a polygamous relationship, a harem, to be short? Well, yes. Well, they did agree on that. So, anyways, after my marriage with them, we decided to move to a universe of DXD universe to give us a home and settle in. But you still haven't told us where I'm getting to it. Now, I first met the devils before the Great War started. Alright, we're getting somewhere. But who do you meet? Well, I met Sir Sayx Serafal and Falbio. That's when I met them. And how old were they? If I remember correctly, when I met Sir Sex, he was 18 years old, if I remember correctly. So wait, meaning, you know what this means? It means that Issei or Irina or even Signova, they weren't even born yet. So I'm guessing this was the Great War when it started. Yeah, we've heard. Yep. So anyways, when I first met them, they were good people. And I developed friendships with them. But unfortunately, I got involved in their affairs. And when the Great War started between the three factions and the two celestial dragons, the white and the red dragon emperors, they decided to cease fire and band together to stop those two dragons and seal them in sacred gears. After the war, they lost a lot of friends back there, and many of them are almost to the point of being extinct. So it was decided that the three factions decided to do a cold war because of their populations declining and risk of extinction. Yeah, war always happens. It's not very pretty sight. So, I'm sorry if I'm breaking up unnecessary memories that you remember. Yeah, it's okay. So, after that, one of them, Ajuka Astroth, now being Ajuka Beelzebub, one of the smartest devils, decided to create a, a evil peace system to replenish their race, but unfortunately at a cost. Oh, we know where this is going. Yep, a peerage system where they could reincarnate humans and other races into devils, but at a price for servitude, and they have to be on your master's side. But if you can't think or leave, you'll be branded as a criminal and be hunted down, and you'll be a straight devil. When I first heard about it, I was very, how do I say the words? Disappointed, furious. Well, most of that, no, and yes. So, knowing them, they would go after my wives and my kids. So, I decided to cut ties with them and never contact them again. So, after that, I returned home to my wives and my kids. So, we settled in our home in cool town. We traveled a lot to Kyoto, Osaka, and Tokyo. Well, that's good at least. Well, not like that. Well, I guess that is good. Anyways, so have you met other humans in the human world? Well, I did met the Hyodos. Yep, I met them when me and my kids were walking in the park. With my son, which his name is, if I remember, his name is Alex. And when we were at the park, he came up to me and he said he saved a boy from being corrupted by some old man who tried to tell him about some female chest or whatnot. Something like that. I don't remember much of that. Wait a second. Wait a second. If you're saying, like in the anime or manga, where Issei encounters an old man and he talks about the world of female chest, and your son interfered, so meaning, in that universe, Issei's not a pervert, which means that your son Alex might have stopped that old man from corrupting him. Yeah, it would appear so. Well, I did have met other Isseis with different universes. Some of them are perverts or non-perverts. So yeah. Those two of them became friends, and I met the Hyodos, Mr. and Mrs. Hado. And I also met the Shidu family, meaning Irina. But Issei, he didn't know that Irina was a girl, but except she was a tomboy back then. Did your son Alex know? Well, yeah, he did, but he didn't tell Issei because Issei's kind of a dance boy. So, unfortunately, Irina had to move to England. That just leaves that. Well, at least he has a friend. But what about your sister? What about your daughters in that? Well, he got along with them, of course. Well, except for one that has a tendency to want to keep him to himself, keep it to herself. Who is it? Ugh, it better be one of the shipgirls has a yandere personality. Is it? Unfortunately, yes, and that is Taiho, one of my fourth wives. And little Taiho, she does have her mother's yandere behavior, and she, well, kind of gets clingy to Issei and claiming him as his, well, boyfriend. Because I was like, no, 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 young lady. You're too young to be thinking kind of stuff. You're too young. Where did you even get that from? Of course, Taiho would have said that to my daughter. Because I keep telling Taiho many times to quit making our daughter a yandere. We had an argument and all that, but we worked it out together. So, there's that at least. Okay, I don't know which is scary. The adult Taiho or the little Taiho. Why not both of them? Because they are terrifying and scary and very dangerous. Yeah, I kind of agree. Well, that's not that. There are some incidents that happened when me and my wives and my kids were at Kuo. What incidents? Well, there was this one incident where me, well, me and my wife, illustrious, we were talking and we met neighbors that just moved in next door to us. Who are they? Well, I don't remember their names and all that. We've gone along well for 2 years. But something weird happened. Really weird. How weird? Well, for one, when I came back from work, I saw my neighbor strangely looking at my daughter. Please don't tell me. Yeah. When I confronted him and I told him, "What the heck are you doing? Staring at my daughter like that?" When I looked in his eyes, I saw something strange about him. What strange eyes? I saw his eyes looking lifeless, like he's been hypnotized or been in a trance. If I remember correctly, when I saw his eyes, they are brown. But now, when I look at them, they look red, like soulless, emotionless. But I kept thinking about it. Is this man hypnotized or something? Or placed into a spell or something? Because I don't even know what was going on back there. After the incident, those neighbors that I lived there for 2 years have moved out. I never saw them again. Because I kept thinking, what was going on? What was those eyes that was hypnotized? As I think, the first thing that comes to mind, devils. Wait, devils? Yeah, because if I remember, the devils have the ability to hypnotize or place in a trance to people. Oh, that's right, we forgot. Right, we forgot that Scorpio told us about devils. Yep. So, it would seem that somehow those devils might have hypnotized my neighbor to what he trying to do to my daughter. Because I don't know what was going on, what happened. So, when I was in my room, I was thinking of different suspects. Who could it be? First I thought was the sea tree. But as I was thinking, that was impossible. There's no way the sea tree cub would ever do that. So they couldn't have hypnotized my neighbor to trying to kidnap my daughter or something. As I was thinking of different clans. The Astroth clan. Well, they have questionable things that I'd rather not say. The Bale clan, unlikely. And in my last and final suspect are the Gremory. Because first I thought they would never do that. Well, I mean, sure, that Gremory girl might have recruited some of them into their peerage. Because there's no way they could do that. So I began investigating, do my research. Wow, so, well, it is hard to say that the neighbor was hypnotized by some devil from a clan that tried to attempt to kidnap your daughter. And for what purpose? Maybe they were looking for a peerage member? Really? Why would they want a child in their peerage? Because most devils in the DX universe mainly go after teenagers or adults. But children, I highly doubt that. But there are devils that are corrupted and would try to. Well, yeah. Well, it is a possibility that it could happen, but well, it could be either the Astroth clan or the Gremlin clan, because those likely would do that, but I don't know, why would it be? It would be. Yeah. Last I heard about the devils, about their evil peace system, making the whole generation arrogant, that the others would deserve less, and even recruit people to their peerage as servants. Well, the way I see is slavery, enslaving others, no matter how immoral. They either try to force them into their peerage or try to, you know what word. Anyways, the second incident that happened when my oldest daughter, little Bismarck, and my son Alex, they were walking home to school when were they were approached by a man. Because I don't know what the conversation is. I don't know what the conversation is, but because I'm pretty sure that my two kids ignore them and they do not want to talk to strangers, so they continue to walk until when they look up to the sky, it was purple. It was placed like a barrier. Those two saw the same man from before, and he spread out bat wings. And what he said to them, well, what? What did he say? He said he was a devil from a clan and trying to recruit or enslave my kids to their peerage. When my son heard it, let's just say Alex, he could be a very protective family. He's very protective of his sisters and brothers. But when that devil tried to, well, unwarranted advances towards little Bismarck, my son, he beat the living daylights out of him, almost to the point of beating him to near death. When he was finished, my son told him, if you ever come near my little sister again, I will kill you, slowly and painfully. Now leave. That devil was scared. He even peed himself. I started laughing. Anyways, after the battle, little Bismarck and Alex came up to me and Bismarck about the whole incident, and we were furious and very angry. And I said to myself, so wait, you say you saw a man with bat wings? My son told me, yes, that's what we saw. And he said something about trying to recruit us into a peerage, which is kind of dumb and very outdated. I mean, What do you think this is? The 16th century or some kind? I don't know. That's what he said? Yes, that's what he told me. And I responded, do you see any type of marking of their hand? My son said, no. When I fight him, he had no some type of mark on his hand. So I was thinking, so if the devil doesn't have a mark on another clan, which means he's either rogue or just doing what he's doing. Okay. And there was this third and final incident that broke the last straw. What happened? Well, it started at night. It was around 3:30 in the morning when me and my wife and my kids were sleeping. As we were sleeping, we started to hear noises like someone breaking into the door. And I heard my daughter, little Akagi-chan, screaming. We woke up and went downstairs to see what was going on. And when we got there, and what happened? Some robbers wearing some ski masks held my daughter hostage, and they demanded me to come with them, so that the boss wants to meet me. Was it Yakuza? Really, I highly doubt Yakuza would wear a ski mask, because I highly doubt that. Well, they aren't Yakuza, but I can't even figure out what they were doing, what their boss wants me. So I kind of stalled it for a little bit, but until my wife, Akagi, she managed to knock him out behind them. So, yeah, everything was fine. I comforted my daughter and tried to calm her down because of her being a hostage situation. So after that, we tied up those robbers that trying to hold my daughter hostage and trying to kidnap her. I confronted them, and my wives aimed their turrets at their heads, and I told them, you better give me an answer right now, or you're gonna have a missile size or bullet size in your heads. You get the idea. So they told me everything. That they met some man that trying to recruit me or trying to talk to me or something. Really? Yeah. And who was that person? Well, they did not say his name because, well, they were hypnotized, so I don't know who they are. Well, my guess is it could be either the Gremmarys, the Astaroth clan, because those are the only two suspects I know they would try to do. Then it hit me. Those devils were trying to recruit my family into their peerage and trying to get us involved in the supernatural, to which I never want to be involved in their affairs. So I've decided to have a little chat with them. How did it go? Well, when I met them for the first time in centuries, so I told them, why did you let your devils roam in Kuo and try to force my daughters, either my wives, into your problems? So they responded, they said they didn't know what I was talking about, but I have evidence. So they were scared and they started blaming each other. So I had enough of this and left. And I left them a warning. If you ever come near my family again, I will burn you to ashes. So I left. And now it was high school. And my son Alex was a first year. And for my daughters, well, and who are your daughters that attend to Cool Academy in first year as your son, Alex? Well, there was little Belle and Otago Chan and Zeppy. Oh, and last but not least, little Saris. So they attended that academy as first year students. And what's it like for them? Well, it was good. They made friends and made good studies. But unfortunately, what? What happened? When my daughters were at the changing room, they were peeked at by the perverted duo. Perverted duo, meaning, so that means that EC was never the perverted trio, since his son, Alex, must have interfered in the canon timeline, meaning that EC is not a pervert, and they must have been friends for a long time. Was EC a first year or a second year? If I remember, I think second year, yeah. So that means the Rainier arc, or the Fallen Angel arc, must have happened. Yep, but those two got caught and got beat the living daylights out of them. My son Alex, he confronted them and said, "Really? Don't you two perverts have something better to do other than peeking? Especially my sisters. If you ever do that again, there'll be hell to pay." So they got scared and back off. Well, my son's been acting kind of strange lately. How strange? Well, he said to me that he saw a girl with red hair staring at him from a window from that building. And he's been having some weird vibes around about her. As you might know who she is. Rhea Scremery. Yeah, but those two, they did not have a good relationship because of what Rhea did to my son. What did she do? Well, it was back where Rainier dated Issei. But unfortunately, she killed him. And when my son found Issei at the park dead, he tried his best trying to help, but he was dead. But then, when my son saw a type of leaflet and it glow, and out appears Reyes. As my son looked at her, and she saw him, my son said, "What the? Aren't you that redhead Wani-samas of Academy?" And she responded, yes, and she said that she was going to help Issei, but at a cost. So my son let her do it, but my son Alex, he has suspicious about her. Wait, I know where this is going. He has a suspicion that that Ria's, her timing of Issei's death by the fallen angel. After Issei was healed of being reincarnated as a devil, he was attacked by a fallen angel again. But they saved him again. And my son, well, what? What did she do to him? What happened? Well, she... Okay, I might be old, but... Does anyone else heard the bell ring? Yes, we've heard it. Well, I guess that means that we're gonna be called back to Scorpio. Well, seems like it. Anyways, you go on ahead. I'm gonna take a little nap. And do come back for my stories. Okay, we will. See ya. Alright. This concludes Gene F. Unsolved Mysteries. Like and subscribe, and see you later, guys.